Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope your week is going as smoothly and just the way you have planned it. And what's better than a Wednesday? It's a Thursday because it gives that calm breeze and assurance into the weekend. Well, I welcome you to Ways Breakfast, hashtag what are you saying? And today, more than ever, I want to hear what you are saying, your thoughts and everything. Out together, I want to hear you. All our social media platforms are showing right on the screen. On this show, we talk the good, the bad, the ugly, and one thing's for sure, we speak nothing but the truth. I am Okikiola Taiwo Jalukmo, your anchor for today. This morning, I'm sharing the table with the full squad, with my ladies. You already know who they are, Gosviti Israel and Oluchi Precious Omenka.
Nothing to my shoulder. I'm just a proud breakfast host.
I don't know what's wrong with this one. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning. How are you doing?
I'm good. Oluchi, what's going on?
I'm feeling jiggy.
Hey. How about you,
I
Kiki?
heard updates about God's Beauty yesterday. She told
What's
me
the
that.
update?
Yes, now you told me
Fill
that
me in.
your class is going well, production and all
okay,
of that.
okay.
And then she asked me about politics, and I told her quite a number of things. So let me ask you today.
Frejo.
This is not Frejo.
What's going on in your life that is...
I'm waking up. That's what's going on. But I mean, I've been doing a few things. Learning.
Let's hear the few things.
Secret keeper.
I don't want to spill the tea yet.
Okay.
Until it has fully, developed. So that when I
like
speak,
that.
it's going to make sense. But basically, I'm in my learning process, corporate communications, strategic communications, owning my skills in the media space and coming with all the fire for you guys. So basically that's it. And I've been looking for money too. I don't know where this money is, but I'm going for it. Wherever it is, I'm going to find this money.
If you notice that her tone changed when she started
Yes,
talking about
okay,
money, that's where the real problem is. You see all the strategist communication, system communication.
That's
might not be like
that's
someone
good psychology. That's good psychology.
But yes, everybody. I think that I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great this morning. I didn't wake up excited, but on my way to work, where I know that's where I used to. When man was work, man was job. I was feeling excited and I was happy to be here. So I'm glad that you all are doing fine. Yes. Have you checked your blood pressure?
I'm not pressure. I'm perfectly okay.
Have you checked
Have you
it?
checked?
No, this morning you.
There's no need to check. When somebody is okay internally, they know.
Do you know mine is better? This one is self-denial.
Not
That
just
is Dololo.
self-denial.
Dololo.
There's ignorance. There's so many things. What does the Bible say about ignorance?
Oh
They
my
say
God.
it's not a good thing. Thou shalt not be ignorant.
So yes, today we spoke about the importance of checking
my
your
God.
blood pressure. And then you are saying today,
They are okay.
voice of the voiceless is saying
But actually,
that
I think I need to check it because
Okay.
lately I noticed my heart do normally.
You do normally beat. You do normally beat.
go gym.
Nice.
so please make sure
Oh
you go and
my
check. I
God.
just intentionally asked so that
Okay.
people who watched yesterday but did not remember to check. Today I'm calling you out again. Go and check your blood pressure.
Noted, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well, if you're tuning in for the first time, this is how we do it on Ways Breakfast. Hashtag what are you saying? As I mentioned earlier, you're the main ingredient in these conversations. Thursdays are usually about trending social issues, and today is a sensitive, very, very sensitive issues. Our phone lines are open to you. Please call us on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420. If you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, please click that subscribe button now, like and share the link. Tune in to channel 145 on your Go TV and do not miss this. We'll go on a break right now, and when we return, we'll take you to the stories making headlines on today's paper. Please stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, let us take a look at what's making the headlines today. Today, we'll be highlighting the top stories from the pages of The Punch, The Guardian, and, of course, the New York Times. Gosbiti already knows that she has to get ready for me every time. So, Gosbiti, take us abroad.
All right, straight into the New York Times newspaper. By the top left, we have United States embrace climate denial and science caught. Then at the left column, we have Trump shift on Ukraine. You all fix it. Center column, but that's been at the main jet photo. We have weeks of secret coordination between Washington and Doha for plane. Then far right, tension clamp as Israel's allies condemn its escalation in Gaza. Then left column, which is the last headline on the newspaper, we have FDA will sharpen scrutiny on who may need COVID shots. All right, so there's this. There are two stories here. One is fascinating. One is more like a bad story, but just giving an update on it. So let's talk about the one that is fascinating. I don't know what's going on with Trump, but the headline here says Trump's shift on Ukraine. You all fix it. Okay. President Donald Trump has signaled a major policy shift in the United States' approach to the war in Ukraine. He's urging European allies to take the lead in resolving the conflict, suggesting that the United States will reduce its direct involvement. Now, just last week, we were having a conversation on the same story, and I remember Trump coming out to say that, oh, he's more like their savior. He has, anything he says would stand. Well, he gave us that kind of, that power. Do I say? The fact that he's dominating and is there, and anything that he has to say would stand and all of that. But just right now, on the paper, he's stating here now that he's washing his hands. I really don't know what that is. And now he's telling the European allies to, take over. Just when he said that, oh, don't worry, with me, with my presence here, we'll have a peace talk. That's between the two countries, that's Russian and Ukrainians, So now that he's coming out to say, I don't think that I want to involve myself in all of this. I think the European allies should just take over. In my head, I'm like, actually, I didn't know before that your presence has nothing on this one. But yeah, that's just that. I feel like there's something beneath it, really. I feel like there's something that we don't know. I think there's probably a conversation between Trump and, the Russian leader. And probably there's something that they're supposed to, probably a relationship or, probably a contract or something that we didn't get on, and that's why maybe he's saying, I just want to wash my hands of this, and he's calling the European allies to just take over it. But that's for that. Then the other headline I said I would want to talk on, which is the tension clamps as Israeli allies condemn its escalation in Gaza. So we have here the allies has intensified their military operations in Gaza, drawing mounting criticism from some of its closest allies, including the United States and the European nations. So what this particular headline is talking about, we already know what's going on with the whole Gaza and Israel's war. Since on Tuesday we've been talking about it, and if you remember, I said that I felt like from the past weeks we've not been talking about it. I felt like probably they've come to a truce, or they've had like a peace talk, and the matter has ended. But somehow it came on the paper since on Tuesday, and right now some of Israel's allies, that's the likes of the United States and even some European nations, they are now saying that this whole war thing, they're not supposed to have lingered till now, and they are somehow not backing Israel. And we know how Israel somehow also will have to fall back on all of these international relations for them to get certain things, certain weapons and, tools that they even use in taking care of this war. So now that, all of their allies are saying, Oga, if you don't know what to do, we are not with you. I think probably this will actually, impact in the war positively, in the sense that they might now reconsider and say, okay, you know what, probably let's come to a truce. Now that some of the people that are helping them with all of the tools and machines that they even use in taking out those, taking out the Philistines and all of that, I just hope that, they come to a truce, really, because imagine we are always talking about war. From the Ukrainian aspect, from the Gaza aspect, really, I think that it's time for, these people to see that this war is not actually leading us anywhere positive, right? It's only just going to linger and keep lingering. We'll keep spending money upon money and all. But yeah, that's all I have for you.
I have a question
New York
for you.
Times. Away.
How do you feel every morning when you have to read Russia and Ukraine war?
How do I feel?
Like having to look at the update of the war
But
every single day.
It feels better reading the international paper than the
Nigerian.
Bless you.
Because
Bless you. Bless you.
Us. I wanted to say, I hope that but immediately we just read Nigerian people, I hope that your government. That's your government.
Tell us the truth. What's your
The government is always busy, so you identify as what?
To be honest, of course I'm a Nigerian, yeah. I mean, everybody knows that, obviously. But the problem is most of the times, if you, there are always positive news from, you know, the international newspapers sometimes. And you actually see these people having to do something. I mean, just yesterday, we were talking about the whole immigration policy, but then you see the step that that Trump is taking, even down to, you know, the Prime Minister of UK. You see protection, talking about security. Anytime you see the newspaper, you go not say, this one get this. I mean, there's really, it's not something very exciting to talk about. Anytime you even have a positive news, is there something around, maybe Phil. I've not even heard about Phil in a while. What's going on? Dangote and all of that. Let's hear it. Let's hear it.
Phil is not a good news. The Phil that is on the paper, it's not a good news.
Oh my God, wow. You see.
But it is well.
Let me take you through the Punch newspaper. The major headline, of course, reads, Terror Threat. Senate Zulum demands swift action from Tinubu. Boko Haram better equipped than military, says the Borno governor. Foreign terrorists infiltrating Nigeria, says Senate. President should listen to army and not politicians, says Zulum. Germany wants Nigeria and neighbors against Russia alliance. Lagos seeks justice for 3,215 abused children in 2024. Nigeria spends $2 billion on external debt in 4 years. Above that, we see more prediction for 2027. APC foresees Tinubu's win as Atiku and Obi camps meet. Salary crisis. Federal government plans intervention funds for 109 foreign missions. Petrol price war closes nearly 5,000 fuel stations. So that's the bad news there. Then we have the last story on JAMB. They are reviewing 379,000 UTME receipt results. I don't know why they are still reviewing a lot of things. I was thinking that by yesterday, you know, the results would have been out already. But the papers really has a number of things to say. And the major headline is giving banter between Zulum, the Borno government, as regards security. And, you know, the governor is coming to say that Boko Haram are better equipped than the military. And we've had this argument over time where I don't know if it's an argument that is even necessary, having to look at which party, in that sense, has more equipment to fight the terrorism. But probably during the, you know, they've had all these security summits and stuff. Maybe this is one of the agendas or the subject matter that was put out. But then we've seen that there's this, you know, banter back and forth about the Boko Haram people being better equipped to tackle or to really be on the side of attack as against us that should be defending. And, you know, other people have come out to say that the president at this point should not be listening to the politicians because they are not at the best position to give the, they're not in front of this war. You just have updates. So it's the army and people who are facing this war every time that can better give you updates. And I think maybe that's something to listen to. And as regards equipment, I really do not know all the story. But based on what we've been hearing, donations here and there, I do not think that maybe that is like the major problem. But let's leave that aside. The one that really got me interested is the story I saw from yesterday. I wasn't able to, I was not on the show, so I couldn't have talked about it, but you guys already explained it. The student that was killed, right? It was a very tragic one. Now, this is the update I got this morning when I was coming. It says the Oyo State government on Tuesday said the student's father was driving against traffic when the incident happened. And this statement was by the first public relations officer on Wednesday. And the IG condemned the shooting and confirmed that the officer involved has been taken into custody. You know, when something happens in a state and then every eye is on the governor and they want answers to why things happen. One thing I've noticed so far, the trend I see is that blame culture comes to play, right? So instead of sympathy being the first, like the major percentage of whatever you'll be saying, I'm not saying that they're not sympathetic at this point, but there's always that small blame that you will choose. Everybody will collect. It won't be like it's from one place that the fault came from. So you did mention here that the father's the father of the deceased child was actually in the wrong by driving in the wrong lane, which of course we've been told many times by different traffic wardens it's wrong and all. But at this point, the information at this point, it will not really be significant to people who are grieving or to people who are emotional about a case like this. But of course, it's a lesson point for people to know that I'm even looking at it, even if he was driving at the right side, if the bullet wanted to hit him based on carelessness from this police officer, it could have. So I'm looking, is it the driving that should be the concern at this point, or? But there are a lot of things to look at.
I'm even wondering why shooting a tire is going to stop somebody who is driving in the wrong, right? I don't see that as the criminal, like it's such a huge criminal offense that requires the use of a gun. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So if this person is zooming off in the wrong lane or going against traffic, there's something called a plate number for a reason. It's not to pick up a gun and shoot. You can even decide to even go after but not like trying to watch, like you watched a movie from somewhere and then you're now trying to shoot.
So like the person you have heard from somewhere that it's a criminal that is trying to escape. I don't think that story was there.
If that story was there, I'm sure they would have said it. That,
even
okay,
if the story was there.
But that's why I said yesterday that the story did not make any sense to me. Why the police officer decided to use a gun, I would not know. And I would even be surprised if, I don't even agree with the fact that it was the tire he was aiming at. It almost seemed like he was after the man.
That can be a very heavy claim. But at this point, the governor should, the comment he's making.
That's what it looked like. When you say he was trying to stop the tire by shooting the tire, Rhyme, I'm sorry. The thing did not just
But I know that some of these people, when they want to stop tires, maybe they have this heavy... yes, I mean, different ways to stop. If you're even a police, maybe there are different checkpoints. You alert your people in front. Stop this. Credit are finished. No, it's very sad because at the end of the day, 14-year-old is no longer in this life because of carelessness from people.
I just hope that, I mean, this would be a story that everybody would learn from, right? Now, the governor in question, just so you're saying, everybody will collect, because literally he's the governor, so he himself will collect, right? But I just hope that, they would now put the necessary measures or, strategies to ensure that things like this don't happen again. Things like, the traffic light, whatever, should have a CCTV. This is 2025. Police people are not supposed to be pursuing a car. I mean, we are not supposed to, we're supposed to don't pass that now. If we say we are developing for real, to be honest, for real, let's be honest. That's again, going back to the fact that there's a plate number there. If you cannot register it in your head, you have a phone. You should have a smartphone to snap something like that, and you keep it moving. This is 2025. We cannot be having this kind of conversation where a security agent is pursuing somebody, whether it's a criminal or not.
Yeah, maybe going to go spiritual at this point. Please pray before leaving your house. Because straight true. No, you can laugh at it, but it's
true.
It's something to think of. Any other person.
Anyone could have just been walking past that place and that's stray bullet. Many times there's been a lot of stories about trigger happy police officers and stray bullets. So it's not even the first. It's not the first story. Because if you start saying the government should do this, before you start doing whatever you're doing, God protects me, my going and my coming. And at this point, I really sympathize with the family. Unforeseen circumstances and foreseen circumstances.
In Nigeria, not happen to you.
No, I would not agree to that statement.
Okay. Let's keep it moving.
Like that. Yes.
I love this.
On the Guardian newspaper, we have the similar story to what the Punch is saying. Zulum flags complicity in terrorism war amid push for new investment. And on the right-hand side, we have Reps rallies federal government to rescue stranded Nigerians in Saudi Arabia. NMDPRA to cut petroleum truck loading capacity to 45,000 litres. Nigeria's GDP per capita too low and needs growth to boost income, meet aspirations. You're a testament of our global impact. Tinubu hails British Nigerian mayors. LASG says Ikeja, Lagos Island, Lekki top states crime locations. Manufacturers grown over 37% lending rate, cites threats to productivity. Gladiators sheath sword, restore calm to rivers polity. Above that, we have 2027, forget defections. Hungry Nigerians hold aid, says Makinde, and he's telling the PDP that, make no worry, Ella for Kumbale. We have another story here that says Nigerians face heightened insecurity with over 2,000 prisoners at large. Why I didn't yield to calls for resignation by JAM registrar. There's too much to say here, really. Starting with the whole Lekki thing, because I think that's I'm most affected, or for some reason, a lot of us are most affected with this Lekki, Lagos Island, and Ikeja being the top state crime locations every morning. For somebody like me that lives very early in the morning, and I see strange people either sleeping under the bridge or just walking strangely behind you, I'm always at alert, like what's going on, because there's been so much theft that has happened over the months, over the years, and it has gotten worse because there's been a lot of people that have moved from, I don't know what state or what, I don't know how the movement usually goes, but now you see children, you see teenagers, adults, many of them on the streets trying to collect one or two things from someone. So it's very sad. We also have cases of this whole defections. Defection is happening, but Makinde is saying PDP be calm, but it's looking like everybody is saying that Tinubu might win the 2027 election, but I'm not here to say whether or not that is going to happen. It's just to say that may the best man win. May the best man win. Then this prisoners thing, I don't know if you saw that yesterday, that there's currently in Malaysia, Ogun State, there's about 7 prisoners that escaped due to heavy downpour that brought one of the prison walls down.
Giving Prison Break. Have you watched Prison Break, guys?
And I'm scared because men, prisoners, and somebody is telling me that over 2,000 prisoners are at large, just roaming around the Nigeria. So be at alert. Whether it's anything, whether insecurity, no insecurity, you now have to be at alert at everything. If anybody is walking funny behind you, in front of you, beside you, up, above,
if they look one kind, because if they've been in prison, they've not had a good haircut. Just follow my stereotype, but this time be vigilant, very vigilant.
Yes, be very vigilant. But that's basically all I have on the Guardian newspaper this morning. I think Oluchi has a shout out.
Yes, I have a shout out, guys. Permit me. I'd like to wish Simisola Sholola a very happy birthday. Now, she's very special to me because in 211, when I stayed with her, she was one of the major inspiration for me to take my academics very seriously. She graduated as the best graduating student in her set in school, and she's an amazing person all around. So welcome to a new year and happy birthday, my sister.
So I just got this story, God, I make.
A new story.
Federal government has placed 5 million bounty on fleeing inmates of Elisha prison, the prisoners we were just talking about. And it's showing here where one, Toby Akin, is one of these prisoners replied, you put me for prison because I cash out $20 and they use 5 million naira, find me. Give my mama the money, I go turn myself in. Another prisoner now replied, Egbon, where you dey? Come meet me for Togo. This person now replied, Egbon Yusuf, come up by them. If no be for prison, me and you no be mates. Oh, Nigeria. The way things look, they look very serious, but at the same time, there's always just this joker thing to it. There's just this clownish thing to it when they're very, very serious issues. Please, I beg.
But I think Toby has a very serious point too. Give Mama the money. I mean,
see, if you say you cash out $20, it was wrong because I'm sure that it was either true or this Yahoo means or something. So whatever it is that he did was wrong. But he's a very young, he's just 19. And then he was placed in prison. So that's a very sad one. But then again, that's all we have on today's newspaper. Just like Oluchi gave a shout out, I was not going to do it, but let me just say happy birthday to Sulaimon Oluwolabi. He's my cousin, and today is also his birthday. Many people, if you are too much, I beg.
The number.
Well, happy birthday. God bless you. God will favor you. May your days be long and your pockets be full in the name of Jesus. Amen.
Happy birthday,
everybody. We will go on a break right now, and then when we return, we'll come back with our hot topic for today. Please stay with us. Well, welcome back. Today we're discussing, as I said, a sensitive and important issue, and that's the impact of financial instability on relationships. Before I go further, I want to read a tweet and why we picked this topic this morning. Give me a minute. Yes. So Isong said, you ever seen a woman lose herself trying to love a man who had nothing to give her but stress? I have, and it's ugly. She starts off soft, supportive, believing in him, but over time the bills pile up. Her smile fades and her eyes get tired of carrying it all. A man with no money, no plan, no discipline, has no damn business chasing love. That's not romantic, it's reckless. What you're really doing is looking for a woman to sponsor your struggle while you are figuring it out. That's not being a man, that's being a burden. If you can't provide peace, protection, or progress, leave her alone. Don't drag her into your chaos because you're scared to be alone with your own lack. You think love will fix it? Nah. Love without stability just turns into pain. And she'll remember you as a lesson, not the blessing. If you're laying next to a man that can pull 500 euros out of the ATM, wake the hell up. Emphasis on 500 euros. I need to go and check my relationship.
I like that.
So before you pull up talking about love, ask yourself, am I bringing peace or just more problems? If your fathers didn't teach you, I am. No dusty bombs allowed. What do you think? What do you think? Before I even go into the background story of all these things, what do you think? She's on point?
She's on point.
Why do you think so?
Because to be honest, let's look at the way the Nigerian economy is right now. But wait, let me start with this, right? Financial instability is, I feel like it's something that is not always talked about, right? Because then, I mean, culture tells you that, oh, don't worry, you are supposed to be under him. You don't need to, do anything. If he doesn't have money, stay with him. There's that. But I mean, whether he has, whether he doesn't have, stay with him and all. So there's really no conversation about what exactly to look out for before you actually, date someone or get married to someone. Now, there's something called the F3, which is something that I'm always, talking about, which is the family, finance, and faith of the man. So before you get married to someone, you should be sure of, the family. Is this person's family oriented? How is the family? What does the person think about family really? How does this person associate with other people? That's something that you need to be concerned about. And the faith, is the person in the same faith with you? Does the person believe in the same thing you believe in? It's something that's very important as well. Even though some people, I think they really don't know what the Bible is, and that's why they are okay with having to date anybody really. Right? The last one is the finance, which is something we're talking about. Now, if you're dating someone that doesn't know where he's going to, that doesn't have plans, that doesn't have vision, that's a problem, because then, where is he taking you to? Because really, when it comes to marriage or anything relationship, it's a journey. It's something that you guys are going somewhere from one spot to the other. You get what I'm saying? So, if you're with someone and you don't know the financial capability of the person, you don't know if the person can take care of you in future, you don't know the plans of this person, then why are you with the person? Now, what I feel like, on what you just read, I feel like what the person has said is really, really important, and I think ace on that one, because if you look at what she has said, it's not really about the finance. It's not really about, does this person have the money. It's about, where's the person going to? It's about the vision of the person. Do you get what I'm saying? Because if you don't get that part, or you see someone, the person is fine, dashing, is it correct? Has a good job, yes. Okay, what's the plan? From now to 5 years, what if you lose your job right now? What's the plan? Really, that's the conversation you should have with people. Because it's not really, for me, it's not really about, do you have 2 million naira in your account right now? That's not it. Because then, like I said, relationship is a journey. Do you get? If the person has money now, no me saying, say I get that today, no me saying you get that tomorrow. We know this things. Do you get? So it's important that you ask the right questions. You ask the difficult, yes, but it's correct. Ask it. And that's why I feel like to some extent, the guy is correct, because, the truth is, the way Nigeria, or the way the culture has painted it, whether the guy is making money or not, if the guy just come and meet you and say he wants to marry you, don't wait, marry him. You're not asking the right questions, you're not having the right conversations. So yes, it's important to have all of these things. You know these things, because then when you know it, you know how to now move. Okay, do I want to be with this person? Do I not want to be with this person? So yes, she's so correct, please.
Oluchi, I want to hear from you.
She said that in one breath. I'm trying to catch your breath for you. Well, if I say she's not correct, it's going to look very strange, but I want to now open up Like, I want to see it with another lane. This conversation is not just for romantic relationship, right? That means it's for all kinds of relationship, even family and friends, isn't it? So that people that are single to stupor, they will not be feeling like, this is not a conversation I can relate to it.
No, but it's
bring it
mostly
in,
common. I think for family, financial instability is sort of manageable. Maybe it's not. It's just that, you know.
How is it? I think that one is even one of the conversations that is not really had the most, especially people that are financially stable and they have to cater for a number of people
that are
who are not financially stable. That's another problem too.
Yeah,
in fact,
true,
sometimes I feel like it's even very overwhelming as compared to, you know, this kind. But honestly, God which have said the most of it. Why get into a relationship? I saw a quote yesterday that said, not just even relationship now. I mean, not just finances now. Get into a relationship with someone who doesn't have their head
Or figured out.
I mean, it's very dangerous to you.
Emphasis.
And it's dangerous to the person as well, because relationship, especially romantic relationship, entails a lot. If it's family, people that you have lived with your whole life, there's more sentiment that can be there. But if it's someone that you just met at your prime and you want to start something with the person, it takes a lot of figuring out on both parties to actually make things work. And the reason why we've seen a lot of people, you know, divorce, break up, see a lot of things scatter, is as a result of strain in finances. Because at the end of the day, finances is important. People say don't idolize money, but money is what will get you certain things done. Money will get you food to eat so that you will not be lean like me. Just kidding.
I beg you.
I like how she's what shading herself.
I'm not shading myself, please.
Okay.
But the point is, finances are very important. But I'm not now going to now make it look like, oh, is it priority? Because this lady mentioned something that made my ear stand. Because like, if he doesn't have 500 euros,
I think that's
what she
that's
said.
a joke on the
withdraw
side.
it for at the ATM and give you.
that now takes a little bit of extreme in materialism in that sense. Because I mean, somebody can have investment, maybe not liquid cash, or maybe the person just even started something. Or maybe the person just even started.
You understand?
Or maybe the person just even started a venture, and you can see that he's putting much effort, but it's not producing that cash that you want yet. That is someone who is visionary. But if you cannot use some of the the liquid cash, as we call it, to prove it, we are not saying this person is not stable in that sense. That takes an extreme of materialism.
That's the
so let's look at
it
in two ways. I think what God Richie said is very correct. You're looking at the vision and the ambition of this person. Is this person somebody that cares about meeting my needs? You know, there are people that have this money and they're not providers.
I mean,
there are people that even have $10 million and you will be looking like as if you're suffering. So it's beyond having the money. Does this person want to actually cater for me, provide for me and the family that we want to raise? If you don't see that trait, the person is as good as not having anything in that sense. So I think that's what I would say.
I think both of you have mentioned it from the male perspective.
From the female.
From the female perspective, as ladies, financial instability. Talk about it.
True as well. Females today have been, they've fed us this idea that you don't really have to make all the money. Just get an odogu.
I mean,
even though sometimes it's not really.
Odogu is what is needed.
Let's not lie. Maybe it's not exactly bad. I'm just trying to be a human in this conversation. I don't want to be forming one thing. But we've heard many times that maybe if you're just starting your life, you're earning a few 100 and 200K, it's not bad. If you see somebody that is okay, can take care of you, just marry. But if you're someone that you don't necessarily like to depend on people, because I don't know, relationship to me is at the later part of your life. You don't know these people from beginning. I just saw somebody, maybe I'm 22 and I want to marry this person. The years that that I've been living that I didn't see you, a lot of things have happened, a lot of things have shaped my perspective. You are new, I'm trying to embrace you into my life. So I don't want to overrate their importance in my life in that sense. You get it? So also overrating how much they can provide for me, it's a bit overstretched. So I'll take the middle side. As you're earning your money as a woman, let me not talk too much so that people will not take some clip and
so
say...
that your odogo that might be watching now will be like,
say,
what kind of
chalugo is this?
Before I really hear from God's Beauty, let's go on a quick break, and when we return, we'll hear from God's Beauty. Please stay with us. Okay, welcome back to the show. So, God's Beauty, tell me, as a female, financial instability.
I think it's key as a human being for you to be financially stable. I don't know what it is for you to, depend on other people. To be honest, yes, Odogu is fine. But again, also there's something about that movie, the Odogu and Achalugo. If you watch that movie very well, you see we're always more concerned about how Odogu was always giving her gifts and buying things. But we forget that she was financially stable. You can't take that out. But yes, that's something that people don't talk about. As a woman, you're supposed to be financially stable. It doesn't make any sense to me where you're not financially stable and you're looking for an Odogu. To be honest, one of the reasons, I remember somebody asking me a question, oh, what's the kind of person? In as much as I would like someone with a BMW, hallelujah. At least I'm not corporate. But you get it. Well, you get it. For the fact that I would like to, have someone like that. But then I have to also be in that. I mean, I literally also have to ask myself the same question. If somebody like that see me, would the person want to date me? That's the question. But many girls don't ask that. We are not concerned about it. We just want an Odogu. And that's why I said many people, for those of us that were intentional about watching that movie, you will get the message. She was not just idle. She was not just sitting somewhere. She was working. This babe had her own personal job. I think she sells perfume or something. And she was working by the side. Do you get? We don't talk about that. We are concerned about Odogu, just they give the girl gifts, bomber to bomber. So yes, as a female, you're supposed to be independent. You're supposed to be able to make your money. Yes, have something going. It might not be much, but then start with something. Because no matter how small a business is, trust me, you don't know when you actually, you get blow. You don't know when you start making more money. And even be richer than the Odogu you're eyeing. Yes.
That's word.
But I personally think that the gauge for financial stability or instability might mean a lot of things to different people. For some, it's just the man having a good job, and that's financial stability to them. As far as at the end of the month, there's a few
700K salary.
I'm not even talking 500K. People who get married these days, like the most people that have gotten married in the last 5 years are not people who are earning 500 to 700K salary. I'm talking below 120K to 200K. That's why I said that it can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. I've seen a lot of roadside weddings and all of these things, and they're just excited, smiling and happy. And this person is either maybe a mechanic, one thing or the other. So financial stability can mean a lot of things to a lot of people. Your own gauge of financial stability might mean that it needs to have a BMW. It might mean that it needs to have a business, a venture, or something like that. So it just takes us away from the fact that to this person that has commented this, her rate of financial instability or stability might be very different from saying that, wow, if you cannot give me 500
that's
euros,
above 900K literally.
If you cannot withdraw it from the ATM and say buy your mama a house or go and need to buy ice cream, don't just, do you get it? So for me, I think that in the beginning she mentioned something that was key, which was no purpose, no ambition, then you have nothing to do with the person.
Discipline.
But figuring it out, I think all of us live our lives trying to figure out something, one thing or the other. It's never really perfect. As it is, Dangote is figuring out how to sell his petrol without people stifling him. So it's almost like every day of our life, she's also trying to figure out something. Everybody's trying to figure out something. So that word, figure it out, is almost like a human thing. We're always trying to figure out something. So either way, you can meet somebody that is extremely financially stable and they're just figuring out how to buy a yacht in Dubai, how to do this one, how to do that one. And why are you doing like this? It's like, give me that man. I decree and declare.
Professor to my life.
Oh my God. Talking personally now, we've spoken generally. Talking personally now, have you had any relationship that you have been financially stressed or finances was a problem, and for some reasons, how were you able to navigate that? Did you say, I'll not do again, I can't deal, or you stood by him like a strong woman that I will start with Oluchi.
I like that.
Tell us.
Me, I'm going to start with the skit I watched though. So he was saying the pub was understanding boyfriend when he takes you out, and the lady ordered for fried rice, jollof rice and turkey. And the girl was like, turkey is not good for you. Sure, you not take pomo like this. And that was giving the vibe that I really do not, but let's just leave it as it is. So you've asked a question. Like I told you from the beginning of this conversation, you are sidelining into a romantic relationship. I'm not going to sideline. I'm going to tell you how financial instability has strained some relationship that I had.
I say personally.
You.
I was very
Personally,
specific.
that's what I said I had.
You said some of the. Pick one in your head.
Okay, I'm going to pick one.
Okay, let's do this. Pick one relationship in your head.
I'm picking a relationship
whether
in my head,
a romantic or a friendship.
A friendship.
And talk about how
in 200 level.
How financial.
Why you no one give us the romantic one?
Leave this guy. How finances affected the relationship? Tell me.
Well, in 200 level, I didn't need to earn a lot of money. I wasn't earning. I was being given the little 115 and 2,000 from my mother. Do you get it? And it was just to get through the day. So I had this group of friends with me, and it seemed as though they were always exchanging gifts with themselves. So sometimes you're coming from class and you're buying ice cream of 300. I know that if I remove 300 from that, my 15, it's going to be 12 that will remain in that sense. But they had something they were doing by the side. That period was when event hosting. I'm not hosting now. Ushering was like the main gig. I mean, they're always going for events, hostess job and everything. And so they had a little thing coming in. And for me, I was just managing the money I had, the little food stuff at home. And there was a question of my generosity at one point that actually broke me down. So the girl just very casually mentioned that Precious is not going to give us now. And I felt so sad that day. I felt so sad because it's not like, I know people have said that even from your little, if you are really a generous person, you can be able to give from your little and support. And at that point, I'm like, this girl does not really know the whole story of why I cannot join you guys in buying ice cream or paying everybody's cab fare when you are coming from campus to gate, because I'm planning to use this when is it that my mom will come, or I know that she's not going to give me anything else. At that point, it was just trying to survive. But I was in a circle, good girls, no doubt. There were girls that were generous. This vibe where you're working with people and somebody just buys something and buys for everybody. Yeah. So there was that pressure of, hey, I can't buy anything on the road because can I buy for everybody here? So that was a strain for me, and it made me feel like I couldn't offer as much value financially now to my friends. Sometimes it's even to print assignments. And someone will say, please, can you help me print this? And maybe it's about 250 or 300. You're like, hey, please transfer your money. And statements like that, let me not even lie. They might not understand that I actually do not. Maybe it's even 600 I have in my OPay. There was no OPay there, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's 600 I have, and your printing is about 200. And in your mind, you're like, she should be able to sort it. There are people that feel like, if it's me, I would have done it for you, no doubt. But why can't you do same for me? At that point, I'm like, I can't. This is to buy my money in the evening to eat. And I'm not trying to play any victim here, but there was a point where it was strenuous at that point. Because of the kind of circle I was in, they were quite stable, but I couldn't offer as much value. So I read one post yesterday where someone was saying that, God, please provide for me. I'm tired of giving lots of encouragement to my friends. I want to also be able to give. So it's a very major thing for me. And eventually, as I began to grow in finances and having a little things, I was able to now offer. I was able to give. There was a time in my life, as if I'm very old. There was a time, one particular year like this, I made it like a duty to actually gift people on their birthdays more intentionally. Because before I'm always like, it's not enough. But eventually, things started getting better. But at that time, it wasn't easy at all. So that's one major stress I know.
So when
finances cost in my relationship.
Even providing or giving in that sense, did it not look more like trying to prove
a point?
Honestly,
or was it an emotional? Did it affect you somewhat emotionally?
Yes, it did affect me. My esteem was affected firstly because I felt like, you said, why can't you do small something for your girls? Do you understand? I remember one time we went to go and watch a movie at one of the theaters in school, and we're like, let's go together. Do you know what I did? I bought sweets for everybody because I know that they will come with some other things, and I felt like 50 naira sweet will not be bad. It still feels very girly and sweet, and I felt happy to do it. This is a lot of vulnerability here, but that's what happened. So it affected my esteem, honestly. It's not like I didn't like these girls. They liked me, I liked them, but I felt like when it comes to being together, many girls hang out, I say, I can't make it. Why? Because I know bills is going to come. I don't want to borrow from anyone. I want to live within my means. These are people that are way above my means. So it can be very stressful. Let's not even lie. There was the emotional stress. There was the esteem issue. And then there was this snide remark that she made, maybe because she felt like she's not as genuine. And that's why I tell people that don't be very quick to conclude when you do not know the whole story of different things.
Yeah.
Somebody once told me that it's when we leave this earth that you will know the 360 story of how some things happen. You can be quick to judge from this side of the story, the 90-degree. You really don't know what happened holistically. So those snide remarks and everything really made me feel like I'm tired. But at the end of the day, things got better. And today we're better. I mean, they call me for hangouts. I will calculate my salary, but we'll still go out.
Okay,
We'll
just
still
you
go
to
out
tell
there.
me personal story, please.
So I really don't have any personal story, to be honest.
You must have. After I tell you my own, you
don't have.
You must have. You can,
See, should I craft up a
wait,
story for you guys?
wait first.
Tell
You people should not come and do what I ordered versus what I got on
Tell
this
me,
table.
tell me.
You cannot tell me that in your many years of life you have never had a relationship. Have you
Of
ever
course I've
had?
had relationships.
Was the relationship financially stressful?
No, that's what I'm saying. It has never been.
So you say that my relationship that I've been in was not financially stressful. We were very financially stable.
I mean,
very, very.
to be honest, yes. Because let me. I wanted
God
to. I wanted to state out something.
Oh, don't go if you're here. God does not have time for. I was there for you when you had nothing.
To be fair, I feel like all the people I've dated, they were literally okay. Like they were stable. I mean.
I knew the glow you have is from some stash of cash. Stash of cash somewhere.
I wanted to state out something, right? Now, so I feel like one of the reasons why in relationship we have like the kind of, just like you give us your story and all, I feel like one of the reasons why we have things like that is because there's no proper communication. Now imagine where Oluchi, you've probably communicated to them that I must see what my money bring, go see what see what I have. I'm not sure would have gotten to that place, where you start feeling a certain way about it. So really, I feel like one of the reasons why coming back to normal relationship and all, why at the end of the day you see that financial issues are like what is bringing are the main issues they have in relationship, where they at the end of the day they have to go their separate ways. It's probably because they're not communicating properly. Do you understand? Because then when you communicate that, oh, okay, this is what I have, or this is what I earn, and the other person say, oh, this is what I earn, then you'll be able to come to, a conversation and say, oh, okay, this is what we should do, this is how we should do it. So yeah, I feel like one of the reasons why, financial instability is always a problem in relationship because there's no proper communication. And I'm just saying that because of like the conversation that Oluchi, the story that Oluchi told us, because if you look at it properly, no, but if you look at it properly, you know that there's no proper communication, really. Honestly speaking, I feel like one of the reasons why I've actually not had issues like this is because you're always communicating. Oh, babe, this is what I have. Oh, this is what I have. And we'll buy something and, we keep it moving, really. It's just about communication. Like, I feel like that's literally what it is.
Communication comes from a place of vulnerability, especially when it has to do with finances. Not everybody likes to let you know.
That's
how
the problem.
But then
if you're in a relationship,
it's
you should be
easy to say,
open
but
to
it's
that.
really not easy.
Personally, for me, I would say that I've had a bit of the stability, instability. Not just from the man, but from my own side, where there were some cases where I had a lot of gigs, I had a lot, like a side business, I had so many things that was going on for me. I was writing business plans for people, so there was that phase where the money was coming in, and then he also had a good job, had a side business, was working, and at some point that business plan thing, everybody could get business plans online, and then that business went like down low, and at that point, when you now have to cut your budget again. So I think that it can apply to both parties in that sense. It's not really on the man, but culturally we have cases where if the man cannot, they'll say if you cannot marry a provider, you have not married nobody.
I mean, that's not a man.
But marry a provider too, you Steph.
I mean,
no, I think
but
it's
then
important
you should also be a provider as well.
I think that this provider thing is a bit. I think we've painted it in a way that it doesn't. It has now meant strictly financial. Somebody that is not there for you emotionally, that cannot provide, that is not emotionally available, you will suffer, because the places where you need that, okay, finances could not solve. Imagine that you are very sick at the hospital and he has paid some money, but you have not gotten better. You need that you get better. And it's like, well, I've paid the money for the hospital, better get up. There's no time to do this thing. That kind of person is not emotionally available to you. There's still the stress that is still involved in that. We have real estate with Abayomi saying, I agree with God's Beauty on this one. God's Beauty, you have a fan.
I see you. Thank you so much. Don't mind me.
So, okay, so are you, let me just paste it on your face. Are you going to defy cultural norms by leaving out the fact that whether or not your own bar, now, not societal bar for financial stability now, your own bar for financial stability between you and your partner, are you going to apply cultural norms to it, or you're just going to take it out and then just work with what you can?
I don't know what
cultural norm.
I mean, the idea that the man has to be the sole provider in that sense.
Sole provider, like financially now?
Yes,
financially. Of course
financially.
not. I mean, in this century that we're in, the woman should be able to... I mean, I've heard people say that when you want to get married, you have discussion on who is going to pay the bills. So, of course, the man should be able to pay a large percentage of the bills. And
even if it's earning little or you're earning more.
That's going to be a very tough one now.
What's a tough one?
Because I do not know the particular one that's to pay. But at this point...
Okay, I think God's Beauty has something to say. So if you're earning more, God's Beauty, are you fine with being the sole provider?
Yes.
In that
and that's
sense?
what I wanted to say. I really don't know what culture is, but I actually know what common sense is. So yes.
Gem.
Can this one rest? Do you understand? So if I am earning more, it just makes sense that I take care of certain things.
Yeah.
If he has the time, you should
if your
take
man
the
says
children
that
to
it
school.
makes him less of a man,
I don't know what that is. Why? See, I don't want to. I don't want to have any. Sure, we will not be together.
True.
Any man that actually thinks that thinks less of himself or feels like, oh, because I'm earning more, you're not a man. You're not my man. I don't know what that is, but that's
you're
what it
not
is.
God's Beauty man.
You are not
It's
her
simple.
man.
I just to be more
Yeah, I don't have comments. Just like God's Beauty, I don't get story. My story is not
Nice one, because you are there. When
nice
you come
one.
here, you go tell us that
I don't
story one day.
get story. But I think that everything now, wrapping this up, it boils down to, just like you have mentioned, communication. There has to be communication with what the finances is like. Also, don't marry or don't go into a relationship with somebody that you think that, whether you're a man or a woman, don't assume that you can change somebody to either be less materialistic or more materialistic in that sense. So know that thing that they say, cut your coat according to your material. Please do that when it comes to going into a relationship, checking finances. If your partner does not buy your dream in that sense, there's no need for you to be there. If you take 5 years for that breakthrough to happen, and you know it's 2 years into the line, and the girl is already telling you that this your dream self, are you sure it's even valid at all? And like somebody that says
too.
That's what I'm saying.
Because some men will marry ambitious women and they're like, this your dream too. It's not coming.
It's not coming true. Just leave it and stay at home. So that's why I said that it's both parties. I don't want to say it's a man thing or a woman thing, but let's just be more. Let's have small sense or many sense or all the sense in the world when it comes to friendships, when it comes to relationships, especially relationships in this sense, when it comes to marriage. Don't let society tell you what it's supposed to be. Try and figure it out yourself. Whatever needs application, apply it. Whatever needs to be taken out, take it out. And that is where we wrap up this conversation this morning. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for commenting. I'll see you again tomorrow. Have a blessed day. We all love you. Bye-bye.